Yesterday, Premier Danielle Smith made the regrettable decision to engage with Tucker Carlson, a far-right conspiracy theorist notorious for pushing divisive and harmful rhetoric.
I am thrilled to be here.
Now, I'm not going to repeat the long list of outrageous statements made by Carlson.
Christia Freeland, fascist midget.
Knowing what Tucker Carlson stands for, thousands of Albertans signed a petition begging Danielle Smith to decline this man any opportunity to spread his misogynist, xenophobic, transphobic, or homophobic attacks in the place they call home.
Oh, you're going to take my kids away because I don't want to castrate them. And obviously, they know that I'm a racist because I don't believe in climate change and I'm not trans, because that makes sense.
She did not listen. The Premier's justifications for participating in this event ring hollow.
Because the one thing they want is to be taken seriously. These are broken people. These are hollow people who are desperate for power because there's nothing else inside. There's nothing else inside. A normal person doesn't lust for power.
And she was not spreading the good news of the Alberta economy to anyone who hadn't already paid to be in the room, or anyone outside of her extremist base, or anyone outside of the province.
The only solution is for not radical people, but just clear-thinking people to say absolutely not, and here's why, and to stand firm in the face of their kryptonite, and their kryptonite is the word racist.
She did, however, garner international attention for our province for the specter of having an elected premier sit down with an extremist who regularly spreads conspiracy theories and hateful rhetoric.
One, I like the physical country. I think it's the prettiest country in the world. And I mean that. And it's the second biggest country in the world. And there are only 40 million people in it. And I think that's the greatest ratio I can imagine.
The Premier's actions, unfortunately, have sent a very disheartening message about our province to the rest of the world. At a time when many people, including investors, job creators, professionals who we are so desperately in need of in our workforce here in Alberta, are considering coming to Alberta as their new home.
Admire its natural resources, and I think you could have one of the greatest economies in the world with a population of 40 million and some of the deepest energy reserves in the world and mineral deposits in the world.
Danielle Smith sat across from a man moments after he promoted white supremacy.
In breaking news today, you're a racist. Oh, eh? Yeah.
And disparaged immigrants.
It's because immigration has been a good thing for Canada over the years. Some of the coolest people in the world have moved to Canada and the United States, by the way. Immigration is not bad. It can enhance your country, it can destroy your country. Choose.
Our province's strength actually comes from the diversity of our neighbours. We are better as a province because of our ability to embrace and welcome anyone who chooses to call Alberta home.
So if you have an immigration policy that makes your country stronger, your economy stronger, your country more cohesive, amen. And you have had that for generations. And everybody in Canada is happy about that. That's not what you have now. You have the wholesale importation of millions of people into your country for no obvious benefit at exactly the time when your housing prices are so out of control. Like, can your kids afford a house? This is true in my country too. And so the question you have to ask is, why is the government doing this? Is there an economic case to be made? Maybe there is, I've never heard it. Maybe there's some central planner who's decided this is going to make us all much happier and much more prosperous. They don't even attempt to convince you of that.
This is the Alberta that we expect the Premier to showcase when the world is watching. So I call today on Premier Smith to reflect deeply on the consequences of her choices. I urge her to apologize for exploiting the office of the Premier in order to elevate the platform of someone like Tucker Carlson.
And shut up, racist!
I urge her specifically to disavow his harmful and dangerous views.
The government of Canada is killing Canadians, and not just a few, and not just the terminally ill. Over 50,000 so far. 50,000! Any organization that kills 50,000 people is a genocidal organization. Period.
And, most importantly, I call on the Premier to apologize to the Albertans who feel less secure and less welcome this morning because of her actions yesterday, and to instead reassure them that Alberta is their home.
Alberta, that's exactly right. Al Freakenberta.
The Alberta NDP condemns everything Tucker Carlson stands for, and we stand strong against his kind of division and hate.
The other thing I love about Canada are the people, and I love the thing that other people mock Canadians for, which is their politeness.
To every Albertan who felt hurt or more vulnerable because of the Premier's decisions yesterday, I want to say this to you. You are a valued part of our community.
Their attack on your rights, which is an attack on you and your children, is cloaked in the language of therapy, self-help, and compassion.
Your safety, your well-being matters to us. Our commitment to you is steadfast. We will continue to stand for the values of respect, inclusion, equality, love, and fundamental human rights. We will never stop fighting for what's just, and we will continue working tirelessly towards a future where every Albertan in every corner of this province lives the genuine experience of their inherent value.
And now, under consideration, apparently next month, is a plan to expand the MAID program, the systematic killing of Canadians, not all of whom are terminally ill, many of whom are just sad because Canadian society has made them sad. They're going to expand that to children. And that's the point at which you have to say, I'm sorry, we're not going to be polite anymore. You literally can't do that. And I don't care if you don't need to be, by the way, a religious freak to think it's wrong for a government to kill people at scale. And I don't care, choice, they'll dress it up. No, it's totally evil, is the truth.